All right, welcome to my 10-minute upper body warm up. Had our little Sam and Dave intro there. Hold on, I'm coming. Timeless classic. All right, guys, so we're going to start by rolling out the lats here, rolling out the back. I think I spent about 2 minutes on this one and about 1 minute each side. So rolling the lats, latissimus dorsi, that big back muscle. It gives us, wings, if you will, that big back muscle that kind of sticks out all the way down to the lower back, rolling out the traps, those muscles that connect up to the neck there. So really rolling out all the major muscle groups in the back. And like I said in my other video, my lower body warm-up video, this foam roller, I'll also put a link in the description on this video, but just buy a foam roller, buy a good one. So they're not too expensive. They'll last you forever. It's a great investment. Yeah, so warming up to prevent injury, increase the quality of our workouts. Again, through dynamic stretching to increase the range of motion. We increase internal body temperature by warming the muscle. Yeah, we're activating those muscles to turn on the body as well. So I like to start out with rolling, just to really increase that blood flow, break up any stiffness right off the bat. Do a little myofascial release. So the fascia, the muscle fascia is that thin lining connective tissue around the muscle. This is going to help break up that that tissue and really get that muscle nice and loose. Here we got a lacrosse ball. So again, I'll leave a link in the description. But these are your simple just lacrosse balls. I'll use it on my forearm, run it up and down just to break up some stiffness there, and then I'll throw it underneath my shoulder blades. So a lot of guys have really tight shoulder blades. Shoulders are so tight, so if you were to take your arm and cross it over your body, you have a lot of muscle underneath your shoulder blades, which helps your shoulder, retract your shoulder, retract and protract your shoulder, move it in all sorts of directions. So when our shoulder blades are really tight, we can't move our shoulders well in workouts, and that's super important that we loosen up those muscles and get those muscles warmed up in the back of the shoulder blade. So I'll just put it back there behind the shoulder blade, and I'll warm up those muscles that way. Here we got pull-aparts and pass-throughs with the band. So again, I'll leave a link in the description to buying one of these bands. Again, they're really good. Just buy a band. Invest in your health a little bit, invest in your fitness. So here we got pull-aparts. So I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, keeping my arms straight and bringing that band all the way to my chest, pulling my shoulder blades together, squeezing my back, bringing my shoulders together but down. So I'm not hiking up my shoulders. I'm trying to bring my shoulder blades down as I'm doing this. And pass-throughs too, to work on some mobility in the shoulder. And if you can, start wider and then move those hands in if you can, to really practice that mobility with the shoulder, bringing it up and overhead. So this is really going to help with overhead mobility, pressing a weight overhead, or maybe doing an overhead squat. Here we got arm circles forward and back. Again, this is just really good dynamic warm up. So we're activating those muscles while going into those end ranges of motion, which is really good for warm-ups. And we're also going to work on engaging those muscles in those new end ranges of motion. So everything's nice and activated. We're flexible, but we're also activated. Our muscles aren't passive. They've got a lot of blood flow through them. They're firing. They're ready to go. So we got arm circles going back, starting small, getting bigger. Palms up to the ceiling, staying nicely externally rotating the shoulders. We don't want to rotate our shoulders forward. We want to keep our shoulder blades together and down. We don't want to pinch that shoulder or bother that joint. Here's some elbow drives. So keeping those arms at a 90-degree angle, driving those elbows back and then driving them overhead. Again, just to warm up the muscle. Here we got interlocking the hands, pulling apart. So we're going to interlock those fingers and pull apart. We're going to go circles to the right, circles to the left. Now we got some figure eights in there. Now we're going to swim forward with the elbows and swim back. So really, really good warm up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now we're just going to do the same thing, pushing the hands together. So your shoulder blades should be burning when you're doing this. So this is just activating those muscles, turning those muscles on, getting those muscles contracting and flexing, getting ready to work out, lift some weights. All right, so we're just going to do a little dynamic stretching. Stretching the shoulders out a little bit, stretching the triceps. Again, I don't want to hold them for too long because I don't want to be too flexible, too loose before I work out, but just a little bit here and there just to get those muscles stretching. You know, because every time we contract a muscle, we then have to stretch it out. We have to stretch it in order to contract it. So those muscles have to be able to stretch. You know, we don't want them too loose. It's good to have, you know, good to have some tension in the muscle, but you know, we don't want to be too tight. So we want to just stretch that out. You know, think about your body like a rubber band, like I said in the previous video. You know, we want to maintain tension, but we want to be able to stretch it out. All right, hollow body rocks now. These are great. Think of your body as like a boat, and it's just rocking back and forth. You want your body to be like a U. You want a nice, smooth rock forward and back. Keep those legs straight, feet pointed, arms straight, back behind your head. This is going to activate those abdominals. Turn your core on. Get your core firing. Let's go. All right, we're getting ready to have a really good workout. This is going to be really good for you guys. All right, forward flexion with the band. So the band around the wrists, keeping those shoulder blades together, squeezing, but at the same time driving forward. Great warm-up, especially if you're going to do any sort of bench pressing or anything like that. This would be great for overhead press, so shoulder press with the band. So I'm pressing pressing against the band, trying to keep my elbows together, not letting my elbows flare out, keeping those palms parallel while pressing up. Again, I'll leave a link in the description for the mini bands. Now we're going to do some shoulder clocks. So arms out, shoulders back. We're going to lift that hand up, lift it out to the side and down at a 45-degree angle. This is really going to help turn on those external rotators of the shoulder. Rotator cuff, deltoids, back, serratus, back muscles, everything's firing, everything's working together. Shoulder rolls. So now we're going to roll those shoulders forward. Try and squeeze on the way back. Rolling them back now. Squeezing the shoulder blades up, back, together, down. Now we got some neck rolls. So warming up that neck. Get nice and loose, nice and limber, but nice and warm and strong at the same time. Squeezing those muscles. There you go. So now we got a little front rack wrist stretch with press with the band. So I'm going to take that same long band, not the mini band. I'm going to come up in that front rack position. So when you're doing front squats and things like that, that band is going to push down on your wrist. So it's going to stretch your wrist out. And then we're going to go right into an overhead press, which again is going to stretch that wrist, but at the same time is going to work your shoulder muscles too. So we're going to work those shoulder muscles with a light band just to get those shoulder muscles activated and turned on, ready to work. So same thing on the other side. You can lift up that elbow a little bit, move it around. You know, you can even do it without a band. You can really squeeze up, bend that wrist back. Then we're going to end with some wrist rolls coming up pretty soon. Gonna roll that wrist around, wrist circles. And that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get after your workout, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.